Ladies and gentlemen, we did it. This is the 8th year anniversary show of the Pancakes and Powerslams show, each and every week for 8 years straight. Wow, I'm so thankful and grateful for y'all. Let's have some fun. Let's go. PNP Nation, are you ready? Wrench Mob, are you ready? Let's have some fun. 8th year anniversary show. Let's go!
Yeah. You already know what time it is. It's that official time where we take this worldwide. Let's go. Listen. So now it's time to turn it up. Surf the radio waves as we begin to burn it up. We all up in your area like landscape, definitely bringing you the pancakes. It's a mandate that you tune in. It's time to move out so we can move in and recognize that this is no illusion. I'm here to clear the air so that there is no confusion. It all started off in the book of Genesis when Jacob was wrestling with who he thought was his nemesis. And when the man saw he couldn't overpower him, he touched his hip but he really couldn't devour him. And from that point, then we hear a name change, rearrange the game, so now we gotta change lanes. So I'm here to let you know it's time to listen to the Pancake and Powerslam show. Let's go! Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslam. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslam. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslam show. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslam. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslam. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslam show. Turn it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 8-year anniversary show. This is the Pancakes and Powerslams show. I am Chris Featherstone. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live and living color, getting funky like a monkey if you will, baby. Yeah. You know how we do it, man. Look, wow, this is amazing, man. This is the 8-year anniversary show of the Pancakes and Powerslams show. 418 straight weeks. Wow, man. Wow. This is going to be fun. This is going to be exciting. We got the Wrench Mob. We got the PNP Nation continuing to come in here. We got Marissa always on time. What's going on? Elvis. What's going on? Christopher. What's going on, everybody? We're going to have some fun, man. We are going to celebrate 8 years tonight. I got the PNP shirt on, ready to rock and roll, man, with my guy. He's been on the show once before. I'm gonna check and see what year he was on the show. We started in 2012, and he was on the show in 2015. Wow. April the 28th, 2015. So it has been 5 years since he has been on the show. So wow, man, that's awesome. Mo's in the building. Thank you, Brennan. Happy 8 years. Thanks, Christopher, man. 8 years. Let's go. Absolutely. So today, let's go up, Christopher. So everybody, Houston, Texas, what's up, Keith? Good stuff, man. We're gonna have a absolutely lit party tonight, PG style. You know how we do it. And we're gonna have a lot of fun tonight. So this is going to be for the 8-year anniversary show. This is going to be a first ever. So fun, so exciting. Gabriel, what's up, man? What's up? Thank you, Antoine. Appreciate it. Appreciate all the love. So for this episode, this is going to be Corey. What's up, man? Good to have you on the show. I'm going to have you with us tonight, PNP Nation. So yeah, this is going to be great. This is a first ever. Okay, you know how it's been. You know how it's been. Every week we have the biggest fun, 418 weeks. But this is a first on the 8-year anniversary. What's up, Robbie? How you doing? Okay. Well, Delo's Illinois. He's Chicago. So we'll I'm sure he'll give you a shout out. Christopher. Corey's from Illinois too. Okay, you got some Chicagoans in here. Good stuff. So this is called the PNP photo shoot. This is the first time ever. This is going to be fun. I spent a lot of time with this and watched a lot of footage with this. So this isn't just a matter of just posting pictures up. This actually took me refreshing my mind from 20 plus years ago and watching a lot of footage. So most of these are from WWE, lots of screenshots. And so what we're going to do is kind of like a photo shoot style type of thing with our guest tonight, as you know who he is. We're going to play. I'm going to post some pictures, just a string of pictures, and each and every picture I let him know or we see all together, we're going to just kind of go back down memory lane and just see. So this is his WWE career. There's some older stuff before WWE. There's some middle stuff, but this is mostly WWE. If you want to hear TNA and all that stuff, go back to our interview 5 years ago. So we'll go back to that. So without further ado, all right, so Ben, what's up, man? Good stuff. Brendan's D'Lo's my favorite European champ. I agree, he's my favorite European champ too. All right, so without further ado, he is the greatest European champion of all time and the first ever Eurocontinental champion. Kurt Angle does not have that accolade. This person, dude, the first ever Eurocontinental champion, D'Lo Brown. How are you tonight, sir?
What's going on, Chris? How you doing? Let me start this out real quick. 8 years, bro. 8 years. Congratulations. That is a heck of an accomplishment, and be proud of what you're doing and entertain the people every week. 8 years without fail. That's something, bro.
Thank you, man. I really, really appreciate that. That really means a lot, man. So I'm ready to have some fun. How about you?
Bro, let's do it. I'm ready to have a good time. You know, let's distract ourselves from what's going on in the world, and let's just entertain ourselves and have some fun.
Absolutely. All right, here's the photo shoot. Let's start off with the first picture. What we got here?
Oh man. Okay. This is an interview in Smokey Mountain Wrestling where NewJack says one of my favorite lines ever uttered in a promo ever. I got a college degree and a criminal record. And
Yes.
Man, that's one of the greatest lines ever used in a promo anywhere.
Yes. Yes. I was like, because I remember watching this promo years and years and years ago, and I recently watched it again, and I'm like, you know what, man, NewJack, as crazy as he is, and as wild as he is, he was a pretty good stick man. He was pretty good on the mic.
NewJack had to get the gab. He could talk, and don't be fooled. NewJack's one of the most educated, smart men I've ever been around, and he knows what buttons to push.
Yeah.
And so, given the time, situation, and place, he knew what he was doing and what he was saying. Nothing Jack says is not calculated. So yeah,
very philosophical, very psychological.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. He. Okay. So Smokey Mountain. So tell me about Cornette. So you started with Smokey in '94, right?
Yes, '94. Yep.
Okay. So a lot of us know about you were a CPA, and you stepped away from that to pursue pro wrestling. So
Yes.
How did you get the hookup with Smokey Mountain?
Well, I mean, it started just by sheer luck. I was at the Monster Factory rolling around one day, and if you remember him, Balls Mahoney, rest his soul, he was going down to go start a character named Boo Bradley down in Smokey Mountain. Well, he had gone down the month before and gotten the gig, so he'd come back and he goes, "Yeah, I've got to be in Tennessee in, I don't know, 4 days. But the problem is I don't have a driver's license." So he goes, "Anybody want to drive me down?" And before he could finish his sentence, I was like, "I'm with you."
Wow.
Me and a guy named Ace Darlin drove down. Ace Darlin, big guy on the, independent star from the early to mid '90s out on the East Coast. We drove down and met Cornette. He said, "Kid, you got 8 minutes. Show him what you got." We went out there and had a match, and I was hired on the spot. And he took a liking to me and just put me right there with the gangsters right day one.
Wow. Wow. How was it working with them? So we a lot of us know all the controversy that comes with Jim Cornette and recent things that a line that he said in NWA, the reason why he's not there anymore, and he said the same line, I believe, like in '95 or something around there. So how was it working with Cornette based on your experience?
It was incredible working with Cornette because he's just a fountain of wrestling knowledge, and it's literally being next to think of it as a college professor. He's just giving that much kind of information and knowledge, and he's a historian of the business, and he knows this business inside and out. He knows what makes people tick. He can get a reaction of a crowd just by, he can think it, and then you go 2 hours later, there it is. And it's like, wow, it worked just like he said it would. I had nothing but positive experience with Jim Cornette in wrestling in my life. I'm one of the few guys who will openly admit I'm a Jim Cornette fan. I love him. And he gave me my first break in this business, so I can never forget that.
Nice. What we got here?
What we got here?
Christmas Chaos, I believe, '94.
A picture small. Who we beating up there? Is that
Rock
the Rock and Roll Express and Jim Cornette?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'll tell you one thing about this match, and this story's been told a few times. So Jim Cornette was gonna, get a little color in this match. For those who don't know, he's bleeding. So as he's going to get color, he gets kicked in the head, and it just rips his forehead open. So he tells the story. he can't see because he's got all this blood in front of his face. But he realizes, okay, there's NewJack, there's Mustafa. Okay, there's D'Lo. D'Lo will take care of me. He's not gonna hurt me. So back then I was very young. So when I threw a punch, I would have to put my left hand on you to get my gauge, and then throw my right hand, and then I had my distancing right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I had never been around anybody who had that much blood ever.
Mm-hmm.
So when I put my left hand on his forehead, it slipped. And I drilled Jim Cornette in the forehead, and the expletives that came out of his mouth. And literally, I hit him, and I thought I was going to be the first guy ever fired for punching their boss. I'm like, oh, Lord, he's going to fire me right now in this ring. And all I heard is Jim going, gee, bleep, bleep, bleep. And he's just going off. And I'm like, oh, God, help me. So I immediately go crawl and go to the other side of the ring. I'm like, I'm getting away from him. But, yeah, it turned out all good. But, boy, I was scared there.
Oh.
I mean, it's hard being in the middle of this heated angle with a full Knoxville Civic Center and be scared out of your pants that you're going to lose your job.
Yeah.
So it's hard to maintain that character, but it was good times.
Yeah. Wow.
Good times.
Good times indeed.
Oh, okay. This was when I did some enhancement work for WWF. They actually spelled my name wrong. They called me AC Corner.
Corner, yeah.
Corner. And the reason being is there's a tag match that I'd had, I think, at this taping or the taping before, and it was me and somebody else against Owen and Yoko. And Pat Patterson took a liking to me, and he goes, kid, your name is AC Corner, because that's where you're going to stand. Like, okay. And he didn't want me to leave the corner because he didn't want me to get killed. He goes, you do something with Owen, and then go stand in the corner.
Wow. Now, how did you get this enhancement gig?
That was, as a matter of fact, Dwayne Gill, who was Gilbert, for those who don't know. He had the contact. So whenever WWF was in the local region, they would contact him and ask for enhancement guys. And he had connection with the Monster Factory. So, guys like myself and the guy named Gus the Greek and Glenn and Chaz, the Headbangers, we'd all hop in a car and drive to Rochester, New York, or, drive to Poughkeepsie or wherever they were at, Hershey, wherever they were at, we would go. So
wow.
That was my first introduction into WWE life.
Now, this was 94, right?
This is early 94, yeah.
Now, how much?
And for the record, I might have had 2 matches before this.
Okay. And how much was like a enhancement talent? How much did Vince give enhancement talent at that time?
I think we made $250 a night.
Okay.
At the time, which was, 94 is good money.
Yeah, sure. It's good money in 2020.
And then and they were doing, so they would do, 3 marathon days in a row and take care of our expenses. So you come home with, $750, or if I remember the number right, it was about, I think it was $250. Then as you got better, they would give you, your starter was $250. Then maybe they'd give you an extra $50 if you've been there and proven your worth, But it was $250, and you come home with $750, and you're like, wow, I got a month and a half of my bills paid, and I worked 3 days. I like this wrestling gig. Yeah,
especially like if you're booked to do squash matches, like you would want to squash, right? Because you get $250 for 30 seconds to a minute of wrestling.
The shorter I'm in the ring, I'm not paid by the hour. I was paid by the minute.
Yeah,
and the less minutes I'm in the ring, the more money I'm making.
Right.
So
you like the squashes?
Oh yeah, you take 3-4 bumps. You come back. Look. Your biggest comeback is you get to come back to the locker room.
Right.
And I didn't mind that. But, you take 3-4 bumps and cha-ching, there was Rene Boulay with your cash. Boom, done.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, that really gives me a whole different mindset on enhancement talent. A lot of people think, okay, well, he's just a jobber, he's just enhancement talent. But at the same time, it's like, if I would want someone like someone. There's enhancement talent right now competing against Aleister Black, and if last time I heard, I think it's about $500 now
I
500.
think they're up to about $500. Yeah.
Yeah, and so basically, there's been times that he's actually the only move he's done was the black mass, the spin kick.
The spin kick, yep.
And so you just run to him. He does the spin kick, three count, and you get your money. That's a beautiful job.
The longest part of your night is walking to the ring.
Right.
That's okay with me.
Exactly.
But think about it. You know, if you're a young up and coming guy and you're trying to get seen on a national level and you want to get noticed and whatever, you want them to see you, but then you still have bills at home.
Yes.
And if you can go away for, a night at Raw and make $500 for 3 seconds, okay.
Yep.
I'm in.
Absolutely.
And then they get to see me and they realize I'm willing to work and do business. What more could you ask for? That's a win-win for me.
Yeah, and that bumps your indie costs up too a lot of times.
It's a commercial because every time you're on that TV, no matter what you're doing, if you're on that TV, on Vince's TV or Impact's TV or any major company's TV, AEW's TV, you can raise your capital on the outside indies.
That's right.
Because you have the TV experience.
Mm-hmm.
And people don't. It's a natural progression and stepping stone of what this business is and always will be.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to be seen, and you have to be seen that you're going to do business in order for someone to bring you back and use you and take a real look at you at some point.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh, man. One of my favorite times in my life, working with the Nation. I just crossed over from being straight up bow tie guy, so I was allowed to have matches on TV and have house show matches. So this was a real crucial time for me. And then, standing directly to my left, is Ron Simmons, and he became not only my wrestling mentor, but my father and the father I wish I always had. I'd call Ron right now and ask him advice of my real life, and he'll sit and talk to me for an hour to help me make a decision. Wow. I mean, that's how integral he is and was and still is in my life.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so I'm gonna come to you not as a journalist or a podcaster for a hot second. I'm gonna come to you as a fan. Okay, back in '98, I remember watching this back in this was '97, and so I'm thinking in my head, why in the world is Bryan Adams and Savio Vega in the Nation based on what the Nation was supposed to be like and what by any means necessary, so on and so forth? Who came up with the idea to add Bryan Adams and Savio Vega in the Nation?
I would assume that was a Vince call because he probably wanted to do something with, two talented guys. Okay. Savio is one of the best all-around workers I've ever been around. And Crush just knew the business. And Brian, I call him Crush all the time still. Mm-hmm. He knew the business. So they were probably two guys that were in his locker room that he wanted to use and thought could be good heavies out there with Ron and for Ron. Mm-hmm. Because we were all, this unit in particular, we were fodder to make sure no one got to Ron. Because if you got to Ron, then that was the big money angle, So people had to work up to get to Ron, or Ron would do something, then he'd able to come to us to get back to him. Yeah. So I think he just wanted some heavies out there to protect Ron.
Now, how did Bryan feel about that, or Savio? How did they feel about joining the Nation at that time?
Oh, I think they loved it because, one, they weren't being used on TV. Two, gave an opportunity to be out there in what was going to become a very hot gimmick, and you could feel that it was cutting edge. Mm-hmm. And you could feel that there was going to be something about this. You didn't know what it was going to be, but you could feel, okay, there's something different about this. Every time we walk to the ring, there's a reaction. There's a, we've got heat. There's the intangibles that you can't put your finger on, but you could feel them. Yes. And yeah, no, you wanted to be part of the Nation, and it was a badge of honor to be out there. I mean, I know when they did the angle where Ron fired everybody, all the posse, and I was the one who got to stay. I was like, man, first of all, knowing what was going to happen, it's like the company believes in me enough to keep me here. Yeah. Because there were some very seasoned workers that they let go. Mm-hmm. And so I felt honored and privileged that I was going to still be part of this going forward. Mm-hmm. So yeah, you wanted to be part of the Nation. You did.
Yeah. So why do you think the point was to let them go after having them in the nation?
I think it was just because a lot of the posse, other than PG-13, that's JCS and Wolfie D, the rest of them were just Clarence Mason's fraternity buddies. So they really couldn't wrestle. They were just bodies.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So, you're paying, literally Vince is paying 12 guys to do the work for 3, and only 4 of them can really work. 3 or 4 of them can work.
Yeah.
But he's paying 12 guys every time we're on TV.
Now, how was Clarence? How was he just as far as working with?
Cool as the other side of the pillow. Like, he is legit one of the coolest guys I know.
Oh, nice.
He was all Clarence was a big wrestling fan.
Nice.
And he knew this business inside and out and could tell you anything about the old NWA or the old WWF. He could tell you anything. And he was a legit shoot lawyer. So that was also fun because he would get into just mentally challenging issues and talk to us, and he was always talking about saving your money and that kind of stuff. So he was a good person to have around. And then we could go from talking Wall Street to talking the Rock and Roll Express.
Yeah.
Within the same conversation. And it was pretty cool.
Yeah. Why do you think he never really amounted to much after that nation stint? Because he was really, really good on a mic. It really seemed like he could have been somebody's manager and could have kept that managerial role going for a while.
I think he just dove back into his shoot legal profession. I think that's what he just dove back into.
Okay.
I know he had a short run in WCW as a manager, but never really took off like his time in the nation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, this is the first. This night changed everything.
Yep.
This is the night I won the European title for the first time. And to beat Triple H for it made it even bigger. And this was the night the company said we have faith in you to go forward.
Yeah,
like we believe in you. And yeah, that was a big night. I can tell you I was nervous as hell because earlier in the night, so early about 2:00 in the afternoon, I found out they were gonna do the title switch here, and I'm like, oh man, that's awesome. And I remember Brooklyn Brawler came to me going, hey D'Lo, we need you to do some photo shoots with the European title belt. Can you go get it and meet me in the green screen room? And I'm like, I'm not going to Triple H and asking for the belt right now. No, we can do those tomorrow. I am not going to go, hey, Trip, can I use the belt and take pictures before I get it? No.
Yeah.
So yeah, I remember being nervous about that all day. But then, you just go out there, you go through that curtain, you do your deal, and luckily it came off well.
Yeah, this was a really, really interesting moment for me as a fan too. Back in this time, back in '98 when you won it, and it was one of those things like, they're really doing something with him. Like they're really, putting the rockets on him. And I really saw that. It's one of those things that it's kind of tough to really push someone nowadays, kind of from scratch. And I saw that with you between 97 and 98. They were really pushing you from scratch. Essentially, you really didn't have a pedigree behind you or anything like that. You just really worked your butt off, lost a ton of weight. I remember JR kept talking about that, kept putting you over for losing so much weight. He was almost he was 400 pounds, and so it just seems like they really awarded you for your work ethic, and because of the transition, because of the physical transition, they saw that you were really in it to win it, essentially.
Well,
you froze up on us. Oh, we can't hear you. You might have pushed mute. Nope. Oh man, you went out on us. Can't hear you. I was really getting intrigued, man. You're giving us a cliffhanger. We can't hear you. I said in it to win it, and then just went out on us. Nope. All right. I think he's going to try to come back on. Yeah, so I said in it to win it. And I like I said, I remember me as a fan, like I was Triple H was a babyface at this time, but there was just something about D'Lo that I just saw his transition into GTV attacking D'Lo. That's hilarious. All right, we back. No. Oh man. Okay, I don't know what happened. Let me try to mute your mic and unmute it. Does that work? No. Try to turn your is your volume up? Oh. Okay. I don't know what happened. Do you have a laptop? I don't know what happened. Let's see. We'll try to get him back on, guys. Oh man, I was getting really excited. In it to win it and start a whole bunch of stuff. Yes, technology is indeed a wonderful thing. We're gonna try to put him on, guys. No. Show signs to us like Sammy Guevara does on Dynamite. All right, we're trying to put him back on. It worked just fine for 30 minutes, over 30 minutes. Let's see. He said, I think he may be trying to get his laptop. Let's do some Ask Chris questions until then. What's up, Lexi? You just missed D'Lo. Trying to bring him back on. We were just doing a photo shoot style thing, celebrating 20 years of the Pancakes and Powerslam show. Yeah. Trying to bring him on. With this laptop. So we shall see. Wait till he comes back on. But we're live, pal. 8-year anniversary show. Lots of fun as always. How's everybody doing? I'm gonna try to bring him back on because I was really, really enjoying this. Really, really enjoying this. And we're gonna get him back on. Waiting for him now. But it all worked out. It's all working out. We're going to make this happen. So how is everybody doing? How's the PNP Nation? Let me see. I'm trying to get him somehow back on. Let's see. I just texted him. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to try to give him a call back and see what we can do. So I will be. Can you have the belt behind me? Nope. I got 3 of them, actually. I got the World Heavyweight Championship right there and the other 2. If no wrestling on TV, will I do the PNP show? Yeah, of course I was. Why wasn't I on last week? I was on via YouTube because there was some stuff messing up with Facebook. Thoughts on Vince? Thoughts on what Vince has done with WrestleMania? I mean, it's just a cluster mess right now, man. It's just all types of craziness cluster mess. It really is. That was nice. That was nice, Brian. 30-minute time limit match. All right. So what's up, Chris? A lot of Chris's on right now. Of course, Lexi's in the building. All right. So he's back.
I think I got it working.
I hear something.
I think I got it working.
Oh, you did. Success.
Okay, good. Success.
Nice. You figured out what it was.
Technology.
Yes. Technology, man. Okay, so let me bring it back up. I think we were at the Triple H. All right, yeah, you can go back on Triple H. I said you were in it to win it.
Yeah, I think they saw that, because all I've ever wanted to do was be a wrestler since the time I was 11 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to prove to them that I wanted to be there, not just some guy who was part of background. I wanted to be a player. I wanted to have more TV time. So I tried every moment I was out there. I tried to steal my 30 seconds. I tried to steal my minute. I tried to make it so they knew I wanted to be out there and be a player. And this was the night they said, okay, we're going to give you a chance.
Nice.
And that was a big night for me. That was huge.
Yeah. I remember as a fan, man. Because I always liked the baby faces. I'm a baby face guy, but I just remember there was something about Tilo, and I shared this story with you 4 or 5 years ago. But I remember I was in high school at this time, and I used to always do the D-Lo. I used to do the frog splash because it was just something about the head shake and the frog splash. And I was like around junior. I was an underclassman. I think I was like a junior, sophomore, junior. And I would always have like a mob of seniors, and I would have all of the bleachers, and they were during recess, all the bleachers would be pushed in, and I would go on the very top, and so I'm probably 8 feet high, and I would always go on the top and just wait for someone and just say, I would just say like point. I would point to someone, and they would grab them, and it was like a crash pad, and I would do the lowdown. I would do the lowdown in high school during recess all the time. So that's my D-Lo frog splash story. I'm sure everybody had a frog splash story. That was inspired by Art Barr, right?
That was Art Barr, yeah. The original frog splash. I know Eddie had his version of it, but mine was more the Art Barr.
Yeah.
Full between your legs, extension. I was always a fan of that. I was a fan of Los Gringos Locos. That was Eddie Brown, Art Barr's tag team back in the old world class days. And man, boy, if I had $1 for every time someone told me a story of striding down middle school hallways or doing the frog splash on their bed onto their sister, Boy, Bill Gates would have nothing on me.
Yeah, I've got frog splash stories for days, really. Yeah, friends together, we're all hanging out and just frog splashing away. So I remember there was a time we were moving, and and we were moving to they were helping me move my apartment to my apartment, and we were just hanging out. And the big thing is your picture went out on me, D-Lo. I don't know if
hold on, let me check.
Okay. And so we were all, this is like 2002, and we were moving to my apartment, and there was a bunch of us, and we were just tired. And the big thing, with kind of school, just a kind of a college agers, was you can't go to sleep first. That's the big thing.
Right.
And so
right.
one of them went to sleep first. He blew it. He totally blew it. So I quietly went up on a chair. He was laying on the couch, and I was like, shh. So I did the head shake, art bar style, it's full tuck, it was on. So it was a straight art bar style frog splash, man. So that was lots of fun. So like I said, that's just one of many. All right, here we go.
All right.
Here's the next one.
This was just, me starting to feel confident about being the European champion and feeling my spot on the roster,
SummerSlam 98 versus Val Venis.
And this to me was one of the important matches of my career because, they literally told Val and I to go out there. You got 20 minutes. Let's go open up what they considered the most important SummerSlam to date. Because that was Undertaker, Steve Austin on top in New York City, in Madison Square Garden. They were like, here's 20 minutes. Go open the show and don't drop the ball.
Yeah.
And I was very proud of this match because in the same match, and New York is a hard crowd to play in front of.
Yep.
Because they hate heels or they hate babyface and love heels, or either they love you or they hate you, but they let you know.
Yep.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Like, you'll get called out in New York City.
Yep.
And it was so cool because if you go back and listen, I had a D-Lo and a D-Lo sucks chant in the same match. And that was pretty cool to let me know that I was appealing to both sides of the audience there.
Yep.
And then when you have a friend of, I'm in there with a friend of mine, Val Venis, and the ironic thing was a year earlier for SummerSlam 97, we were both sitting in Puerto Rico watching it on TV in the same apartment together.
Wow.
So one year later, we're now opening up this important show. And, 96, sorry, SummerSlam 96. We're opening up this, 97, we're opening up this important show. So, man, it was, that was a good time. And like I said, I was starting to feel confident in who I was as a character.
Yeah.
I was starting to feel confident in my position in the company. And boy, one of the best times of my life. Well, this is anytime I'm in the ring with X-Pac, it doesn't matter. He and I could have a good match in a phone booth. I like we just had great chemistry together, and anytime we touched, it became something special. And then I think he and I really, really took a belt that people consider a joke in the European title, and that was our world championship, and we were working at it like that was our world title.
Yes.
And I think and I feel we made that belt have meaning. So when that belt came out on TV, whoever was holding it was elevated. But I think the work that Pac and I put in, along with a bunch of other guys, but particularly Pac and I think we we worked our tails off to elevate that title from.
Oh man, absolutely,
You know?
100%. Yeah, this is definitely one of the most unsung feuds of the Attitude Era for sure. I think that this was just an amazing feud that doesn't get its fair credence. I personally, this was actually the second time you won the European Championship on the episode of Raw.
Gotcha.
So Pac beat you, and you beat him back when China was, and then Henry came out. Yeah,
and Mark posted his back into the post. That's why Frog Splash is back. And
that's right.
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Amazing stuff.
This will be this is WrestleMania.
Yep.
This is Team Philadelphia. Tess and I are going to wrestle Owen and Jeff Jarrett for the tag team titles. We had both won this crazy gauntlet match on Heat to qualify for Mania. And the reason we were in this
Oh. Yep, you're back.
I'm back. Yeah, technology's killing me. So it was supposed to be Mark and I wrestling Owen and Jeff, but Mark hurt his knee on Raw. We did an angle with Owen and Jeff like 3 weeks earlier, and the Raw set it's still great. You know, it's just steel. And Mark went down to his knees without his knee pads on, and I think he blew out his meniscus or something, had to have surgery. And so we were forced to have this match at Mania.
So why was Tess the person? First of all, Tess, I was a Tess mark. I wish that he would have gotten pushed more than he did. But I always wondered, like, why was Tess the person chosen? Did they want to keep the big guy feel?
I think they just wanted to keep the similar big guy feel.
Gotcha.
And Tess was also another young up and coming talent on the roster.
Yeah.
And it was just giving that, Owen and Jeff were the vets, and Mark and I were the young rookies. So Tess fit right in that same mold of the young upstarts who were trying to go after the vets for the tag title. So I think that was kind of the thought process.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, that was a big night there. That was Jeff Jarrett. I wrestled for the Intercontinental title, and I came as European champ. And that's the first night those belts were ever put together and referred to as the Eurocontinental title.
Yeah.
That was a big night. I mean, I remember walking back and Ron looking at me, and I'm walking with both belts. He looked at me and says, "Damn," And this is before damn was his thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah, this is would you say that this is the biggest night of your career?
That would be the biggest night of my WWF career, yeah. And
Yeah.
it would be the night I'm probably most known for on this side of the ocean. I've had some really big nights in Japan, but on this side in this country, that is probably the biggest night I've had in wrestling.
Take us back to before this happened, this day. Who made the call? How did that all come about that you would be the one who would beat Jarrett and have both belts raised above your shoulders?
It came out of nowhere because the night before we were, I forget, somewhere, and I think Jeff just won it back from like Edge or something like that, or he defended against Edge. I can't remember if he won it back or defended it. But then I got the TV the next day, had no clue we were going to do this. And then Vince Russo came to me and he goes, "Hey, we got some ideas. We're thinking about doing this tonight." And I'm like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "This is what we're going to do." And it took okay, I will tell you, I didn't believe it until this moment where I'm standing here on the ropes.
Wow.
That's when I believed it was real, because it felt like a dream that this couldn't happen.
Yeah.
And I remember clear as a bell. I remember sitting in my hotel room that night, and I had 2 beds in my room. So I've got the European belt and the Intercontinental belt laying opened on one bed, and I'm sitting on the other bed. And I'm just looking at both of them, going, "How is this possible?"
Wow.
And I'm like, I cannot believe this.
Wow. Yeah.
And to me, the Eurocontinental title, if it's the Intercontinental title in all of Europe, that's a world championship to me.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Just saying.
Absolutely.
Well, no, this was the day. Yeah, see, we in Lowdown, Chaz and I, we had some ideas, and we were going to go out there. We're going to kill it. And then somehow along the way, they put us along with Tiger Ali Singh, and it was right after this we started wearing turbans, and genie pants, and this. If the last picture was the highlight of my career, this time was for me the low light of my career. Not because of Chaz, because I love being with him. I love being a partner with him.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't like all that was going into it in the direction we were going. And, you know, one day I'm Eurocontinental Champion, the next day I'm an Arabian sympathizer.
Yeah. Why?
It didn't work.
Where did this even come from?
Left field, and that's where it belonged.
Yes, stay there. Stay there for.
Just go back.
You're right. Yeah, I remember back. This was 2000. I remember I was like, "What are they doing?" For someone who really worked his butt off, continued to work his butt off in the ring, Eurocontinental Champion. Just really, I mean, you and Pac just really made the European Championship similar to the secondary title in the WWE, like the second championship. A lot of the European championships were more fun to watch than the Intercontinental Championship matches at that time. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, man, whoa. Chad, I mean, I liked the Headbangers back in the day, but I was just like, D-Lo and Chaz, why? What's the rhyme or reason? And then sing with them too. And then I was just like, who came up with this mess? It just doesn't make sense at all.
I will tell you that if you were confused about it, imagine my feelings on it.
For sure. Who came up? Was that just a Vince idea out of the blue? And I got an idea for you, pal. Like
I got an idea. We got 2 guys who are on the roster. We want to use them. Let's put them together. And it was fine when Chaz and I were just low down as tag team. We were okay. We were doing all right. We're getting matches with the Hardys and with Team 3D. Mm-hmm. We were having some good sets of matches, and then next thing you know, he's like, "Well, let's put Tiger Ali Singh with him, and let's see where that goes." And that went straight to hell in a handbasket.
Now, whatever happened to Singh?
I remember he got some kind of a concussion issue and was forced to retire, and that was probably 2001.
Okay, gotcha.
Where am I? This is Les Thatcher in HWA.
2001, when you went back.
Yeah, so this was right after Lowdown failed, go figure. And so they were starting up their developmental territories. So they wanted someone who knew enough about the business, but were still young enough to interact with the current talent. So I went back as kind of a, in-ring performer / mentor / help with the office down in Cincinnati, and work with Les Thatcher there in HWA. And this was one of our ringside chats that he would put into his TV show.
Yep. Now, who made the call to take you from the main roster to Heartland?
I want to say that's probably a Jim Ross move.
Okay.
Just because he wanted me to keep my game face on, but yet helpfully pass on some knowledge, and then kind of put pause button on me so they can kind of figure out what to do with me again and pretty much get me off TV away from that lowdown thing, and let people forget about that.
Yes.
So instead of me just sitting at home doing nothing. It was we could utilize his talents by having him do a little teaching.
Nice.
This is the blindfold match with Triple H. Boy, we had fun with this one.
Yeah.
We had a good time with this one, and you can't tell, but he and I giggling up a storm underneath here. But yeah, this was a good little match. I think it was one of the. I'm not going to go so far. I think it was one of the better blindfold matches because there was action, there was comedy, there was suspense, and then as the heel, he had to cheat at the end to beat me by lifting the mask to see where it was.
Yep.
So it had all the parts of being a very solid match. In this weird dynamic of a match, of a blindfold match.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we were lucky with this. We did well.
Yeah. Now at this point, this is about 4 years after the first picture with you and Triple H, and he's made a huge jump into the main event.
Oh yeah.
Now, is this something that you noticed from 98 that he was going to, move up to that status?
You could see he was on that trajectory, that arc. That you could see the storylines they were using him in. That he was moving from, Intercontinental level over to, world title level, and he was going to stay there. You could see that. You could feel that. Similar to how. You maybe didn't see at the beginning, but then you saw how Rocky grew and how Rocky grew to The Rock. And then you said, okay, you knew the Intercontinental title was beneath where he was going to eventually end up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not to say the belt wasn't, he was too good for the belt, just saying the belt was a stepping stone, which it should have been, because the Intercontinental title was always supposed to be a stepping stone to the world title.
Yep.
And same thing with Rocky's trajectory. You could see Triple H doing the exact same thing.
Yep. Same with Austin.
Same with Austin. Look, you go back and look at it. Same with Bret Hart. Same with Shawn Michaels.
Yep.
It's you can see that same arc in all of them. Warrior, John Cena.
Yep.
I mean, it's pretty easy to see that arc.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you knew Triple H was making that next leap, that next step up.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Oh, this is 2008. I came back.
This is 3. This is your last match in 2003.
Oh, is that Booker?
Yep.
Oh, that was Staples Center in LA.
Thugging and bugging prizes.
Thugging and bugging. Yep. Thugging and bugging. And that's ironically, I was already was told my contract was not going to get renewed earlier that day.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I'm going to go out there and do business, and I'm going to go out there and have a good match. And I was happy to have it with Book, who's still a good friend of mine to this day. So yeah, that's Staples Center, LA Live, baby.
So why didn't they want to renew your contract?
I think I was making too much money, and at the time, WCW was gone, and I had a good little contract, and I don't think they saw that they could probably get that kind of money out of me. Now, and we just couldn't come to terms on something new. So, thankfully for me, a few weeks after this, probably 2 months after this, I debuted down in TNA Wrestling, and then soon after that was over in All Japan for a nice extended run. So everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, absolutely. You and Bull was tagging. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we tagged over there for 5-6 years straight.
Yeah, it was a good time.
We had a good little run, and this is right at the end where if you could go to Japan, not everybody can go once. Bull and I won about 48 or 50 times. Nice. over 5 or 6 years. So I mean that's pretty much every week, and for Americans that's a lot of time over there.
Yeah. What was the two big factions? There was a Voodoo Murders and ROD.
Yeah. ROD. Yeah, that was the big one in All Japan that helped All Japan turn its business around. Yeah. And then there was Voodoo Murders at the end, and then Bull and I jumped to Pro Wrestling Noah and did a run over there as ROD and Pro Wrestling Noah for a minute.
Nice.
This is the comeback.
Yep.
Yeah. This is Chicago. I'll never forget it. That's walking out against Santino Marella in Chicago. And I remember the Allstate Center. I could feel it. I could feel the people's applause and love bounce off my skin.
Wow.
Like it was enormous. And I couldn't think of a better place to walk out for the first time in 6 years than right there in my neck of the woods.
Yep.
And just it was live. Now the crazy thing about that was that day the finish of the match changed about 5 times.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because this ended up being like a non-title match, but it was for like originally it was gonna be Santino beat me, then it was gonna be I was gonna win the Intercontinental title, then it was gonna be a DQ, and then it was okay, make it a non-title match and D'Lo wins. Like literally, it changed like 5 times.
Wow.
But I didn't care. I just wanted to walk out. I just wanted to walk down that aisle in that city, in that building in front of those fans. That's all I cared about.
Yeah, you picked up the W too, so that's the icing on the cake. Absolutely.
This is a table for 3, and man, I had a good time with this one. This was the Nation table for 3, and it's just 3 good friends sitting around and chatting it up and telling stories. And I think they got an hour out of what we talked about, but we actually filmed for like 4 hours.
Oh, really?
I mean, what they show is a small percentage of what we actually put on film there, because we just told Ron stories, told Nation stories. We told stories about each other, and riding into cars and hooking up our Xboxes and cars and all that stuff. So yeah.
So what are some things? What are some footage that was not aired on? Because they usually only air like 20-25 minutes of Table for 3, and so if y'all film that long, what are some things that was not aired? Within that little 20-minute time frame that y'all talked about.
I mean, tons of stuff. Like we told stories, went more in depth on how much Ron meant to all of us. How proud we were to be part of the Nation, what it meant to wear those colors, what it meant to throw the fist up, and how we weren't trying to be, talking about how the Nation wasn't racist. It was just 4 black guys who weren't going to take it anymore and wanted to let everybody know that we were going to be good. We were going to be good wrestlers, and there was nothing about. We were going to take it by whatever means necessary. We were going to take it. Yeah. We're going to get ours, and we're going to get it. We're going to take it if we had to.
Yep.
So that's a lot of the stuff that was touched on, but we went into more detail. Like the things you saw on Table 3, imagine going into 5 or 6 more minutes of detail on each subject.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah.
Well, that's it, my friend. What'd you think?
I got to say that was the first time I've ever done that. And that was unique, and you need to keep doing that, because I think that's a different perspective on interviews that I've done over my career, because you usually get the same questions over and over again, but it's different because pictures invoke that emotion that was in me at that moment. Yeah. And I feel it, and it comes out in the way I talk. Yeah. And I think it's a very good device you got there. I would use that again and again.
I think so too, man. I liked it a lot, man. And you made it so much fun. All right, you got time for like 2 more questions? Two questions?
Yeah, go ahead. Shoot.
Right, cool.
Yeah, shoot.
Cool. Give us a good locker room story, Brian says.
A good locker room story. Well, I can tell you this time that we had the WWF Domino Tournament. And we had all the big domino players in there. And a little secret, Jim Ross can play some dominoes.
Oh, really?
he can throw some bones, okay?
Okay.
And
give me T until I see you again.
Bro, he'll slap a table. He'll break a table.
What?
You never want to play dominoes with Kishi, because if he was going to score 10 or 20 or 25 on you, he would hit the table so hard the dominoes would flip up in the air.
Whoa!
Oh, he played some bones? Oh no, bruh. Samoans can play bones, man.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So like the Dominoes players were me, Mark Henry, Rocky, Godfather. Undertaker can throw some bones too.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, he seemed like he could play some bones. Yeah.
Yeah. Rikishi, and that was part of our locker room crew that would play dominoes. So we organized a one-day tournament one day. You're looking at the one and only winner.
Congratulations.
I beat Undertaker in the finals.
Nice.
And yeah, a good locker room story is just the camaraderie we would have. We were all friends in the locker room. There was not many malice or ill will towards each other in the locker room. It's all we were out there just trying to make our product as good as possible. So yeah, domino tournament, WWF Domino Tournament.
I love it. Did you ever witness any Wrestler's Court?
I was in Wrestler's Court one time.
Ooh, okay.
But see, there's I can't give all the secrets of Wrestler's Court.
Mm-hmm.
But one I can say is you can bribe the judge.
Yes.
That's all I gotta say. Because a big bottle of Jack Daniels will get you out of a lot of trouble.
I heard. I heard you just you take that to Taker and that's what he'll do. Yeah.
I will tell you this. I remember being in Wrestler's Court. I think I was very young in the company. I sat in first class and I didn't offer my seat up to a vet. So I was taken to Wrestler's Court. Well, knowing I was going to Wrestler's Court, I immediately went to the first. We landed because I was told in a luggage claim I was going to court.
Mm-hmm.
So we landed. I immediately went to the liquor store and found like this $85 bottle of Jack Daniels, the really, really big one.
Mm-hmm.
And I carried it in, and I walked up to Taker. I turned to the side, didn't even look at him. I just pulled it out of the bag, put the bottle of Jack Daniels on the floor, stood there. He looked down, looked back at me, and said, "Court dismissed."
Nice. That's all it took.
I knew my role. I knew. And I didn't sit in first class ever again unless I was on my way home and none of the boys were on the plane.
Oh, man, that's awesome. All right. Did Owen ever prank you?
Owen and Dave Boy got me one time. And I got lucky because Ron kind of put his loving arm over me and said, "Leave this kid alone." So I really didn't get pranked a lot.
Yeah.
When I first came in, I was, bow tie guy. So I was really just there.
Mm-hmm.
No one really knew what I was doing other than I walked to the ring and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
So I had those suit jacket bags, and that's where I would keep all my gear because all my gear at the time was just my suit and 5 pair of underwears, a couple pair of pants, and some socks, nothing big. So I remember going to the ring, my stuff is the Nation, boom, coming back and walking back, and my bag's not there. I'm looking, where's my bag? I'm looking around, and over in the corner, there's Davey and Owen snickering. You can hear it. They're snickering in the corner. And I'm like, okay, they got me. So I go, okay. I start looking. I go to the other locker room. Maybe they just put it in the other locker room. Nope, not there. I'm looking around. Finally, I'm just wandering aimlessly. And you know how those big rolling doors are on arenas, the big metal doors,
mm-hmm.
where they've got the chains you pull?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I look up at the top, and my bag is like has a master lock on it, and it's been rolled all the way to the top to lower the door. So my bag is 50 feet in the air, chained to this chain. I'm like, oh man, they got me good. So now I've got to find an attendant. I'm like, I go find the maintenance guy. I'm like, you got a pair of bolt cutters. I explain. He goes, he bolts it down. So then I walk my bag right back in. Now I know you can't put over a rib. If you do, you're in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So I just walk back in. I sit down, and I hear Davey just goes, "It wasn't me. I wasn't there. I didn't say anything." Davey goes, "I didn't do it. I wasn't there."
Mm-hmm.
Automatically telling her himself, but I didn't put it over. I wasn't mad.
Yep.
Just got changed, and that was it. That was the only time I was ever ribbed in the company.
Nice. Well, for the sake of time, man, there's a bunch of questions, but I want to respect your time, man. It has been an absolute pleasure, man. I couldn't imagine celebrating 8 years better than what we did, man. It was so fun. Elvis said, "Can you do your head movement as we go?"
One time for the 8th year anniversary. You better recognize.
Absolutely, man. It's been a pleasure, man. I really, really enjoyed spending 8 years with you, man.
I appreciate it. I'm honored and privileged you have me on your anniversary. 8 good years behind you. Here's to 8 and 80 more, my friend. Enjoy,
Awesome.
have fun, entertain.
Awesome, man. I'm glad that in the midst of all this going on, man, we just kind of stepped aside and just had some fun tonight, man. So I really appreciate it.
Get back to a sense of normalcy, and the faster we can do that, the better I will feel.
Amen to that, man. Where can they find you on social media?
Hit me up on Twitter at DLoBrown75, the only verified D'Lo. I talk things from wrestling to Chicago Bears football to Liverpool soccer. So hit me up. I'm always on there. Give me a shout. Give me a follow. I'm pretty active on there. And if I don't, I may not put it out into the world, but I'll DM you. Trust me. I don't always do my stuff out in front of everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Been a pleasure, man. Appreciate you.
All right, my friend. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right, man, my man. That was awesome. That was really, really awesome. Big thanks to D'Lo Brown for being a part of the show. That was good. What y'all think about the photo shoot? Did y'all like that? Did y'all enjoy the photo shoot? I really, really liked it. I thought it was really, really fun. So what y'all think, guys? Did y'all enjoy the photo shoot for tonight? PNP Nation. This is 8 years, y'all. Look, we just gonna have some fun, y'all. We just gonna have some fun. 8 year anniversary. That was awesome. I couldn't have asked anything more. Awesome. Thanks, Thanks, Brendan. Thanks, Kyle. Appreciate it, man. I had a lot of fun. I'm you know what, man? I think I'm gonna start doing that from now on because I always want to do stuff original. Like that's really journalism in me. That's just the journalist in me. I want to be original. So I'm going to start doing more of that, actually, maybe with many or even most of my interviews that I have from now on. Let's see. Mercer thought it was cool. Good stuff. We need more photo shoots. Yes, that was flashback. Awesome. Yep. Get him my man. Lastly. Good stuff. Sean, what's up, man? Great stuff. Good, man. Good. You can always watch in the archives. Yeah, it was great. I wasn't expecting it to be an hour, but that was fantastic. That was awesome, man. That was, it's one of those things. I talked to Barry Horowitz about this last week, and it's like just as a journalist, when it's like you just kind of, when you feel like you're dragging time, it's like the interview's not really going like you want. But when you feel like there's more left, there's more for next time, and you already win a bunch for a long time. That's something right there. As a journalist, that's something right there. So I definitely felt like that today with D'Lo celebrating 8 years on the Pancakes and Powerslam show. All right, look, tonight we're doing Ask Chris questions. If there's any headlines that y'all want to talk about, just ask Chris. The format is not going to be as normal. We're just hanging out and having a good time tonight on the Pancakes and Powerslam show on the 8th year anniversary show. Evan just said he'll be on in a moment to celebrate to celebrate 8 years on the anniversary show with us. How y'all doing tonight, PNP Nation? Of course, hashtag Ask Chris Questions. Do me a favor. The good way to give me a reward for 8 years is to do this. To go ahead and be a patron. You be a patron. After 3 months, you get a Pancakes and Powerslams shirt, and after 6 months, you get a Wrench Mob shirt. So we're cooling tonight. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. All that good stuff. Wrench Mob, how are you? Wrench Mob is the people who are 3 months or more. You become a Wrench Mob, and after 6 months, you get a Wrench Mob t-shirt. 6 months patron, you get a Wrench Mob t-shirt. All right. So flavor we got. I want to talk about the your favorite WrestleMania of all time. All right. So we got about 45 minutes to celebrate. Let me know what y'all want to talk about tonight. This is fun, y'all. We hanging out tonight. We hanging out. This is the 8th year anniversary show. This is the Pancakes and Powerslams show. 418 straight weeks. I'm going to address some headlines based on Ask Chris questions. Oh, okay. I see some good ones already. So the headlines is the Fans Choice Ask Chris questions. So you know how we do every week. So it's all about what you want tonight as far as the headlines. I'm going to answer your questions. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, headlines. Here we go. All right. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on the co-host with the most, celebrating 8 years for the Pancakes Power Slam show, Evan Tech Prout. 8 years. Hey, yo.
Hey, yo. Can you hear me fine? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yep.
With a tear in my eye.
With
8 years.
8 years.
8 years.
Yeah. Did I hear?
Did I? 8 years, a tear in my eye. TMP. Great show, brother. Proud to be a part of it. We supposed to be going to Florida, but we're not. We're home.
Yeah, man, isn't that crazy? This is supposed to be the go home show to heading to Florida in a couple days, heading to Tampa.
Oh man,
you know that didn't happen, but it all works. It works out, man.
Put a smile. Look at this. Look, brother. Look, I had it together. Look. Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Hold on together. Hold on. I got more. I got this.
Revenge.
You know, I don't know where WrestleMania 2000 is at.
I don't know where mine is either. I don't know.
The Illuminati took it. It was in my suitcase. Ready for Florida.
I just have No Mercy, and I don't even know where 2000 is. Yeah. So here's the thing. Out of years and years, I have this big old envelope. This big old envelope full of old trivia questions. So I kept them throughout the shows. I kept a bunch of them. I have a bunch of trivia questions. So I'm going to take a big chunk out of that big old bag full of trivia questions. See all these? These are all trivia questions that I kept. There's a bunch of them in there. So I just pulled a big chunk. So I'm going to read these. These are, I don't know, these are dating from probably a few years back. So I don't even know. I don't even know most of them, the ones that I wrote that I kept. So dozens of trivia questions that we're just going to have fun, and I'm going to ask them. Let's hit these Ask Chris questions. Robbie, have I seen Chris Benoit Dark Side of the Ring? I did. It was very revealing. I did. I saw all 2 hours. I saw both episodes.
You have to watch it.
It was really good. It was. I really like Dark Side of the Ring, man. I really do. It's a really good documentaries. I love documentaries. I love documentaries because I look at a lot of documentaries for forensic psychology. So I really liked it. I actually wrote a paper, a school paper on Chris Benoit. So I've been trying for a few years. I have to contact some people to actually make it, put it in a peer-reviewed journal. So that's my goal. I just haven't had the time to do it. I sent it to one journal. I kicked it back because they like the piece, but you have to submit it to certain things, certain journal sites that it's more geared toward the particular like subject, and that's something that gory. I sent to them. They loved it, but they said it wasn't for that particular journal site. So I got to try to find it again. It's somewhere. I don't know where it is, but I might even make it. Yeah. So I really want to make it like a peer-reviewed journal. So I loved it. It was good. I love Dark Side of the Ring. It was great stuff. So really enjoyed it.
You have to watch it. I haven't got a chance to, but yeah. I did talk to some of our colleagues, that was around during the time when they've been wild stuff and current boys WWE and whatnot, and everyone said it was amazing, and everyone said it was tough to watch, especially those that was in WWE or in the business around the time. So,
yeah, it was. I've seen a bunch of Benoit documentaries, so it wasn't much new. It wasn't much like new stuff. It was good to get Jericho's take on it. Yeah. Chavo actually discussed with Chavo, and Chavo wasn't even, he didn't feel comfortable chatting about it. I think a couple years ago, Chavo and I were chatting about it, about bringing him on for it. Yeah. So it's still a really tough. It's still really tough, and people like Chavo, people like Chris Jericho. And so it was really good to see that side. It was good to see the side from woman's sister, Nancy's sister. Right. I liked that a lot, actually. So that was something new. That was a different nuance to the story, hearing it from her side, from Nancy's side, woman's side. Yeah. So that I really like that, and listening to David was really good too. Hearing it from his side, and it was really good, man. I really enjoyed the Dark Side of the Ring documentaries. It's probably one of, or even my favorite pro wrestling documentary series.
I gotta watch it. I stay in contact with the producer. His name is Evan too, other Evan. So anybody that's wondering as far as the lineup for season 2, of course, Chris Benoit today. Actually, yesterday was Life and Crime of the NewJack. Mm-hmm. April 7th is Brawl for All. April 14th is Jimmy Snuka and the Death of Nancy Argentino.
Yeah, his girlfriend at the time.
The one I'm really looking forward to, because me, you, and I, Chris, Mike as well, know a lot of people around this time. We got a lot of Thursdays, Bravo, April 21st, and then to be announced, my good old buddy who had on my show, Dr. D. David Schultz. They're doing one on Herb Adams, Owen Hart, and the Road Warriors.
Oh, nice. That's dope.
The lineup for season 2.
That's awesome. It's so funny because I actually have said in forums, I've said I want to see. I think they sent out something of a document that you wanted to see, a story that you want to see, and I said Dino Bravo. So I wanted to see Dino Bravo and Snuka too. So I
said Dino and Gino Hernandez.
Yeah, Gino's was really good for season 1. I really enjoyed season 1. Right, Gino was probably my favorite one, because I wanted to see one that I didn't know too much about. Now I knew the mob stuff and just the mysterious death and all that. I've seen Gino documentaries before, but it was some newer type stuff that I didn't see that was pretty good. So
the one on Jack Tunney.
Yeah, President Jack Tunney. There's no really dark side though for him.
What did he do? I got one. Do you want to know Doug Dillinger? What did he do? The security I got.
But there's no dirt. There's no dark stuff for
Wildcat from the WCW Wildcat. What happened to him? Yeah. Remember him, the Wildcat from Nitro?
I do remember him. What are your thoughts on how WWE is handling all that's going on? The best they can, really, Elvis. It's really there's really not much you can do. I will give a kudos to AEW though. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not one of those. I'm not one of those. Yeah, I'm not one of those. I'm not an AEW guy. Y'all know I'm not an AEW guy. But I definitely want to give kudos to AEW. I think AEW has been doing better than WWE as far as the empty arena feel. Like before, like a couple of weeks ago, when the restrictions were a little looser, you had like the pocket of heels in that one area. MJF, Sean Spears, Tully Blanchard was over there, and there was a few other people, but I liked that. It brought a better feel to it. Eden Styles, she came back. Okay, Brandy Rhodes, so she was on the other end, and it was a good feel to it. It still had that type of energy as far as a crowd reaction, albeit small. And I liked the type of flavor that they brought last week too, when they had the locker room. Yeah, and they had Dasha over there like marking out, and I liked it. It was good. Billy Gunn, I think Austin Gunn was back there. Yeah, there was a few other people back there. Yeah, so it was good, man. The end part of it was okay. It would have been much better if people were there. It was some dead spots with the whole Matt Hardy and Jericho feud, segment. They did the best they could, though.
Martin Luther King got a shout out. Martin Luther King. Abraham Lincoln.
He did.
Who was the third
person? Maximilian got a shout out. So Jericho cutting a promo to Vanguard One and inviting him to be in the inner circle was absolutely brilliant.
Vanguard One backing up.
I loved it. It was great.
I tweeted and said Vanguard One had more screen time than people in WWE. I said that was like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Guys, timestamp this from 12:24 to 12:27 a.m. April the 1st. Chris Featherstone put over AEW the moment of 2020.
I did. I put it over. I put AEW over, man. I got to give it to him. I appreciate from the empty arena feel. I've been liking AEW better than WWE.
All we need is Mo to put over Impact, and man.
Yeah, it's a trifecta. Right. Do I see Christian attacking Edge and Manny to help Orton to possibly see one last feud of Edge and Christian? No, Christian's concussed, and so he's been gone for a while.
He can still take a bump though.
Yeah, a bump. not much. Gabriel, would you do a PNP meetup to hang out during Mania weekend next year? Sure, absolutely. I'd love to do that. It's so funny because I was actually getting some things together this year to have a Q&A live in Tampa. But I had some backings to do it. I had some ideas, and I was going to put some things together.
Man,
didn't happen. So
the 64 tournament, man.
Yeah, man, we were going to have some fun in Tampa.
Fresh.
Yeah. Speaking of that, big shout out to a few people who text me and gave me a shout out for the 8th year anniversary. Let me read these texts. Here I got some text back. Got some text for some people wishing me a happy anniversary. Doug Basham, he says, it was a pleasure being on your show. Being retired from wrestling for 13 years now, doing a show like yours helps bring back memories. These memories need to be shared with the fans because it's more of an inside look into the world of wrestling from the wrestler's perspective. Plus, it's fun to reminisce, and I have a ton of stories. I may not have been one of the most popular superstars, but I sure was one of the busiest, and along with being busy came good times made for good stories. And this is what Pancakes and Powerslams brings to you, the fans. Thank you to all the fans. Without you, there would be no wrestling. So that was very pleasant of Doug Basham. NWO Sting texted me, and he said, in these trying times, we need something like the Pancakes and Powerslam show to keep us entertained and enlightened. Happy anniversary. All the best, NWO Sting. My man Marty Elias texted me and he said, congratulations on 8 years. Thank you for having me on as a guest. Garrett Bischoff, he texted me too. He wanted to congratulations and give us some encouragement. He said, this too shall pass. Nick Patrick said, he texted me and he said, I would like to thank you for having me on your show. I had a blast both times. I would like to thank all the fans that follow your show for the great questions and for following my career. Stay safe, be smart, and pray. We will all get through this global crisis. Hopefully, we will all be able to feel the roar of the crowd again soon. God bless y'all. See you down the road. That was really nice. And last but not least, Ricky Steamboat texted me. Ricky Steamboat texted me. He said, I wish that everyone to use common sense and that we are not invincible to this virus, although some seem to fare better than others. Be cordial and patient. There has never been anything like this in my life, and I'm 67. We need to put our differences aside and do what's best for everyone. Do what they are telling us to do, and we can get through this. Prayers for everyone. Ricky Steamboat. So, good stuff. Good stuff. Got some love from some former guests texting me for the 8-year anniversary. So Ricky Steamboat is one of my favorites of all time. And it texts me back, wishing me a happy anniversary and sending some encouraging words to the PNP Nation. Awesome stuff. All right, let's tackle a few of these Ask Chris questions, and then we're going to do a bunch of trivia. You
got the pancake shirt on.
I do. PNP. I got the PNP shirt on. I had to represent today. Heel or face at Mania. Well, Mania already happened. It happened last week. Real quick, anybody who's watching archives, go check out my newest video with Greg Gagne. I put the full Greg Gagne video up. We and timestamps as well. We talked about WrestleMania predictions. This was a little bit before Reigns, so it was including Reigns, but it was a really, really good conversation, man. I really enjoyed talking to Greg Gagne. It was really lots of fun. Before Mania, I'm going to put out the entire Barry Horowitz interview as well. That one was lengthy too. So I played a little bit last week. And I'm going to put the full one out before Mania Saturday. So Saturday is Mania. I'll probably put it out probably Thursday or Friday. There's a really, really good chance that I'll be doing a watch party, guys. So follow me at Chris Prolific. Follow Crave Wrestling at Crave Wrestling. I don't know, Evan. I don't know what you're doing, Evan, at that time, but I probably have a live watch party. Okay, yeah. I'll probably having a live watch party for both nights.
Should have been there. So we already.
Yeah. Thursday and Friday and Saturday and Sunday, I'm gonna be thinking about I would have been here and this time. I had all my events planned, so because I do media, so I had all the events planned. I had the whole schedule planned. I had a media to go to the Hall of Fame. I had media to go to Takeover. Stuff. All types of
GCW.
I had Impact, TNA events. So it's it was, and this would have been my first time on the red carpet. I do the floor, but I was going to do some red carpet stuff for the Hall of Fame. So, but you Rowan, Rona. You ruined it.
You ruined it. Rona, get Kevin Dunn. Get Rona.
Somebody get Rona.
Replace it with Barry Horowitz.
Rona.
Yes. Hold up. I got it. Hold up. I got it. I'm not gonna let Rona kill my creation. Not gonna let it. I can't turn all the way my headphones. There we go.
Me. W. Whoa. Okay, so Marissa, my predictions for WrestleMania is in the Greg Gagne video. So that's where I will forward everybody to the Crave Wrestling page. If you haven't subscribed to the Crave Wrestling page, hey, special shout out to people who's been supporting the page, man. I've my Taker video got over 38,000 views. I recently did a video on Roman Reigns, got like, I don't know, 1,700 or so like that. And so y'all been doing a major step up on supporting the Crave Wrestling videos, y'all. So a big thank you. Big thank you for that. So let continue to spread this, man. This is really like the Pancakes and Powerslam show had no pedigree. There was nothing, like I had no experience. I had no experience at all. And it was just one of those things that, man, I just wanted to get into podcasting because I was writing for a while at that time. And I really wanted to start to get the podcasting. And 2012, man, just started up. And and I was like, you know what? A good time to do it would be the launch. Would be right after WrestleMania. I believe it's April 3rd. I was like, okay, this will be a good time to do it because it's a huge time, the biggest area of wrestling as far as interest. So that's when I launched it, and haven't looked back since, y'all. So, it's been awesome.
Please support Crave Wrestling page. Great work Chris does, and I said, and this year Mania, man, it was 3 women matches. Yeah. I was looking forward to Rhea and Charlotte too. I'm a big fan of Rhea Ripley. Wally's asking, with everything going on with WWE, WWE should have postponed WrestleMania to after we are back to normalcy. No doubt ratings are taking hits even more due to what they are attempting to do. Now, here's the thing, Wally. Matter of fact, welcome Wally to the PNP Nation, y'all. Welcome, Wally. Which one are you, Wally? Are you the guy in the blue shirt or the one in the white?
Yeah. That's a good question. Which one are you?
Happy birthday, Brian. April 3rd.
Any birthdays we got coming up, y'all? Shout out to some birthdays. I've said this on the show before, man. It's just we're not paying Vince's bills, man. like I said before, ideally, first of all, I would have want them to postpone it until we turn it over to because WrestleMania season as a journalist, I get paid the most. So that's a big payday. I mean, it's a big, not only is a big payday for wrestlers, it's a big payday for journalists. It's a big payday for media. So we're all taking a hit. Like we're all taking a hit. So yeah, that's my biggest payday of the year, covering WrestleMania. So as a journalist, I would have preferred them to postpone it from a financial standpoint. But at the same time, again, it's one of those things that I'm not paying, and I stand to this because it's true, and it's true for me, and it's true for everybody on this chat room. No one's paying Vince McMahon's bills. So ideally, the loss is about $22 million right now with taking it out of Tampa. And so, and again, it's one of those things, like I said before, he has Mania in stadiums. And so not only are you taking a $22 million hit, you also got to pay more millions in the stadium for another stadium. Yeah. Exactly. You have to pay a huge chunk of millions of dollars for not only the stadium, but also the all other venues for the access and the takeover and the Hall of Fame. So that's not only so, and that's the thing. You're not just going to another city or going back even back to Tampa. You're taking that big hit, and then because you don't have there's no money to pay. You don't pay your they're having the PC, so they're not taking a loss by paying more millions of dollars for another building. That's the reason why I have the PC. I mean, other than of course all the craziness is going on, but you have the PC because that's not a loss because it's their building.
It's their building, right?
So if you have it at another stadium,
you still got
another huge chunk of millions of dollars that you have to pay, and all the other buildings and all that you have to pay for all that. So that's just another huge chunk that we're not going to pay for. We're not going to pay for, and it's not like he's going to charge more for the tickets. They're getting the refunds, and then they're just going to charge. They were recoup their money from ticket sales, but you're not recouping your money by loss of venue and having to pay all of that millions of dollars for another venue. So
you gotta look too. Now people, you talk about this. I think yesterday, right? You got the pay-per-view deal. So the C Mania.
Mm-hmm. I think there's some is doing $34.95 a night. I think some is doing $29.95 a night, and I think one of them's doing like 70, like a package of 60, 70, something like that. Yeah.
So I think you said, Chris, if you're not a new subscriber,
mm-hmm.
You're gonna have to pay to watch Mania. I mean, there are other ways. Other ways of watching WrestleMania. I'm saying, but ain't no more than network $9.99 unless you get. You hear this from me unless you get an email address and you can watch it. But if not, you gotta pay that bill.
Well, yeah, I mean it's still offered. It's still offered on the network. They're just trying. It's still a network. They're trying to. They're trying to plug the pay-per-views to try to recoup anything at this point, but it's still the network. It's still going to be on the network. They're just saying, we're trying to get any money at this point. It's hard for me to believe that people are actually going to buy a taped WrestleMania. I'm sure, of course, there's diehards that will do it, but I'd imagine that buy is going to be very low. But yeah, it's still $9.99. So yeah, I'll be watching. Yeah,
I'll be watching on that. Mike Ron was saying Vince called him Hardy to film at the compound, so he could film at compound or Darby Allin's house. That's where your boy Lance Archer. That's where he do the vignette for Darby.
Yeah, oh yeah, and again, see that's another thing. That Lance Archer, Jake Roberts vignette was incredible. I loved it. It was fantastic. Yeah. I wasn't buying Jake coming out at first. Heel Jake, but managing Lance Archer, it's good. I like it. It's a good deal. I like what I see.
Yeah. I got 22.
I got 22. Yeah, and Jake is no doubt one of the best mic. He's hands down one of the best mic workers.
Even though I told you he loved Jake, we've interviewed him. I've traveled with Jake a few times. Even though Jake got on the GOAT, our boy Sting. Other than that, Jake Roberts.
Yeah.
Sting is a pimple on the butt of PG on the butt.
Yeah.
Pimple on the butt of wrestling. Not like Ricky Steamboat, who's amazing. He got a testimonial, man. Robbie Couch. That shout out PNP 8 years. Said this isn't a question. Just wanted to say during the stressful time, your show is a way to escape from the regular news.
There's some good stuff here.
See, Dynamite interviews, the laugh and the hair good. Macho Man and Vince impression. Congratulations on 8 years of giving Wrestling fans, a good quality show. God bless.
Yeah, I'll put that up on the screen here. Do you? Mike's asking, do I and the family have a quarantine plan in place in the event someone in the household gets this bug? I bet I 100% have a plan already. Lots of prayer and more quarantining. I mean, there's really nothing else that can be done. I mean, like, we got to stay at home. You know, if someone is quarantined, I have a basement. You know, I mean, I have a basement that someone can stay here. You know,
Yeah.
but my family's been quarantined. My family's been in the house for 3 weeks. I'm still working outside the house, but because I'm a mental health specialist, so I'm an essential business. So, but all of my clients are telephone. So, yeah. So there's no interaction that I have in the day. I come to my office and I'm on the phone all day. So, doing therapy. So yeah, it's cool. You know, there's no, and plus, the company I work for, they're doing pretty good precautions.
Mm-hmm.
People can't come in unless there's some emergency things. And then, temperatures are taken every day. And the only interaction that I have throughout the day is some coworkers. So every day I'm only interacting with probably 5 people a day, if that. Maybe a lot of times maybe even 2. You know, so it's that. So there's definitely some really good safety precautions at my job. So the quarantine. And I was actually thinking about doing a podcast for my Vision United, my faith-based podcast. Well, you know, Pancakes and Powerslams is my whole life is faith-based, but my faith-based specific podcast. I was thinking about doing a podcast on COVID-19 because I've been doing a lot of research on it, and there's some encouragement because right now, based on the closed cases, there's been an 81% recovery rate. So, and out of the current open cases, which is a little over 500,000, only 5%. And I'm saying only very loosely. I don't, you know, even when I'm saying only, it's still sad that, you know, there's fatalities. So, comparatively speaking, there's only 5% of the current cases are severe. So, yeah, and that's severe. That's someone who's severely being affected by the virus, which is usually people who don't have strong immune systems, elderly, and the sick, people who have respiratory issues. So, you know, yeah, I mean,
we work.
Yeah.
We work right here.
Yeah,
I gotta go like you. I gotta go out here now with 6-7 people.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, nobody here right now but me. But if I travel out, government, so you gotta wash hands, you got the mask.
Yeah, we do really good safety precautions too. Like every time, like as soon as I get home from work, I put my clothes in a bag. You know, go up, shower right every single day when I'm home. I take a shower right when I come home.
You can't even cough.
Yeah,
can't even cough, man. I know someone, a close friend of mine. They just sent her coworker home today because she sneezed twice. And some people that, you know, prayers. I have a family member, Chris, you know, often we just spoke, that has COVID-19 that recently back in the hospital due to him coughing. So keep him in prayer. Not severe, but he said, you know how it is. Taste the smell, taste of, you know, losing their taste, losing their smell. So
it's typically flu-like symptoms. One of the biggest, based on my research, one of the biggest symptom from detection as far as you might have it is fever. That's the biggest thing is fever. You know, shortness of breath, fever, cough, shortness of breath are the biggest ones. But fever is the biggest sign as far as detection. So yeah, it's you know, there was, I think Tom Hanks, or was it Tom Hanks that had it?
Hank says it. Idris Elba, his wife.
Yeah, Chris Cuomo
From
from CNN. He just announced that he tested positive from
the actor. I can't think of his name. He's a Hawaiian actor. What's his name?
Also, they're actually coming back to the U.S. and Tom Hanks' wife said that she's officially a COVID-19 survivor. So they were hospitalized in Australia for it, and they came back. So they're all
Sean Payton.
Was it Idris Elba, right? Yeah.
His wife has it.
Yeah.
Sean Payton from the Saints.
Yeah. Idris Elba. Yeah, he tested positive.
His wife got it.
He's generally feeling okay, is what he said. Yeah. So yeah, his wife.
Thanks, Mike. Kevin Durant.
Sabrina. Yep. Yeah. Rachel Williams. Oh yeah.
Rachel Williams has it.
Rachel Matthews. Yeah, there's some other people. Oh yeah, Andy Cohen.
The actor. I can't think of his name.
Slim Thug has it.
Yeah, Slim Thug has it. Yeah.
Oh wow. Michael Yo has it. Oh wow. 8-day hospitalization. Okay. Interesting.
There's an Italian. Not sure if you heard this real quick. 101-year-old Italian man who actually survived
it. Yeah. Yep, I read that.
Survived the Corona too. So man, look at that.
He survived Spanish flu and Corona. Yeah.
Crazy, man.
Yep.
That is crazy.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah, that's something right there. All right, real quick, guys. Oh, this is a good question, Elvis. My wrestling Mount Rushmore.
Oh man. You go.
Okay, my personal wrestling Mount Rushmore, as far as like who I think is the Mount Rushmore, because I honestly I wouldn't even put Sting in the wrestling Mount Rushmore. My personal wrestling Mount Rushmore, yes, but I would say overall, like general wrestling Mount Rushmore, I think it should be Hogan. I would say Hogan, Flair, Bruno, Austin. I think that's probably what I'll do. Hogan, Flair, Bruno, Austin.
I'll say that. Yeah, those would be my four.
Yeah, Hogan, Flair, Bruno, Austin. Yeah.
Y'all changed the business.
Yep. I think all of those four were they had a very huge part of the business becoming as popular as it is. So, yep, that'll be my Mount Rushmore. Honorable mentions: Rock, Taker. Yeah, that's probably my honorable mentions.
Lee Thesz.
Thesz is a good one. Yeah, I don't think that Thesz was like instrumental in pushing forward the business as much. But I definitely think that he was huge during his time.
George Hackenschmidt.
Shoot Marks.
Danny Hodge.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Danny Hodge.
What's the Mount Rushmore for enhancement talent?
Oh gosh.
Barry Horowitz,
Dwayne Gill. SD Jones.
Yeah, SD Jones.
And Iron Mike Sharp.
Bobby Walker?
I put Iron Mike Sharp in there.
Iron Mike Sharp.
Yep.
Honorable mention, my man Bobby Starr, Rocky King.
Yeah. George South.
George South, yep.
Yeah. Barry Horowitz. Barry Horowitz. Barry Horowitz.
SD Jones.
Iron Mike Sharp.
Iron Mike Sharp. And
And
who was the fourth one that said it?
oh gosh, what did I say, guys? I'm
Hey,
not
who
sure.
said it?
Barry Horowitz,
S.D. Jones.
S.D. Jones.
Yeah,
Who did I say, y'all? Who did I say?
Somebody said Johnny Rod.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's definitely a good one. Who did I just say, y'all? As far as the enhancement Hall of Fame, Barry Horowitz. Oh, Brooklyn Brawler's a good one. Yeah,
someone said that.
Yeah, Mike said it. Yeah,
George South.
Oh no, I think I gave him honorable mention, didn't I? But yeah, Brooklyn Brawler is it though. So okay, so let's do the four. Let's do a four. Brooklyn Brawler, Barry Horowitz, I Am Mike Sharp,
S.D. Jones.
S.D. Jones.
Yeah.
Oh, but George South though.
George South, and then you still got Johnny Rods too.
Johnny Rods. Yeah, he ended up making the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's tough though.
Okay, Barry Horowitz, Brooklyn Brawler, Barry Horowitz, Brooklyn Brawler, I Am Mike Sharp, and I think George South will be the fourth one. Yeah. Yeah, people saying Johnny Rods. I mean, it's he made the WWE Hall of Fame. So obviously, yeah. So people want trivia. All right, so let's do some trivia. Let's do some trivia, y'all. Lots of trivia. So let's do this. We got about, I don't know. We'll go over time. We'll do like 10 minutes or so. We got a lot of Ask Chris questions though too. Okay, real quick, Shane. Why didn't Vince go to Fox or USA to have them have a building war to show WrestleMania live? No, why would they do that? Because it's still marketed for April 5th and 6th. Orlando had a stay-at-home order as of last week, so everybody's home. As of last Thursday, there's no more WWE anything. No more WWE pro.
Repeat that.
Yeah. So all the Raws, all the SmackDowns, and WrestleMania, all of them were taped last week up until the stay-at-home order is over on April 9th. So, and the thing is, Virginia just had a stay-at-home order issued just recently until June 10th. So,
yeah, it just came up. Yep. June 10th.
And they're talking about Maryland being a part of that too. So,
well, here in Maryland, stay-at-home order starts at 8 p.m. So during the day, it's still essential only, and it's still social distancing.
Yeah.
But at 8 p.m., if you are not going to the grocery store, getting a prescription or essential, you will get locked up. You can face
for now, no?
$5,000 fine and or 1 year of imprisonment. So Governor Hulk Hogan and the gifts, look him up. Hogan, it's probably, look it up. The gifts of Governor Hogan and Hulk Hogan. Hogan Nash coming to get you.
Wow.
Wiley said Mount Rushmore referees.
Oh, okay. Quickly. Let's do it quickly because we got to do some trivia and then close up.
Tommy Young.
Yes, Tommy Young. Nick Patrick. Earl
Hebner.
Hebner, absolutely.
And
you do Kyoto?
No,
I would do Marty. I would do Marty Elias, but
P.V. Anderson.
Oh,
hey, the fourth one is tough. You got Elias.
Oh, I would do Charles Robinson.
Charles Robinson.
Yeah.
I would put P.V. Anderson. Mike Hillen,
because he left us in what 97, I think.
Yeah, he was sick though.
Yeah, I think there was. Yeah, I think there was more years from.
Okay, if you go by longevity,
Mm-hmm.
Charles
Robinson.
My buddy
Nick Patrick.
Nick Patrick, yeah.
And who else would say? Tommy Young, definitely.
Young, Nick, Earl. Who's fourth?
Oh,
Robinson is good.
Charles Robinson, yeah.
Robinson,
Hebner, Young, Patrick. Yep.
Yeah. All right, we'll go with Charles.
Yep.
Honorable mention to
would be Marty Elias. And
my man.
You went out on this.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
My man, Jimmy Corderas and James Beard.
Oh yeah, definitely Jimmy Corderas. I'll be having him on the show.
Yes, my good buddy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Corderas and Beard. Yeah.
Who did the Natural Disasters defeat to win the WWE World Tag Team titles? Who did Natural Disasters defeat to win the WWE World Tag Team titles?
Somebody said Tim White. Elvis said Tim White.
Oh, Tim White's good.
Oh man.
I gotta say Robinson though, because WWE and WCW. I won't do Tim White over Nick Patrick. I won't do Tim White over Tommy Young. Tommy Young is the master of the dusty finish, man.
And as my mom called it, the sliding ref. He slid.
Yes. He is
the slide.
Yeah. Hebner did some sliding too, man.
What was the one that would jump? Because was it Kyoto or Robinson that would jump over?
Robinson would jump.
Robinson, yeah, he would do the lead. And then Patrick's the heel right.
And Hebner would do like the super 2.5.
Oh, yeah. He's like 1, 2.
He would count 1, 2.
He got to do Kyoto. You know, Kyoto do this.
Yeah.
Like 1, 2, Kyoto.
Oh, man. Yeah. He would just bring it back. All right. What y'all got, guys? Natural Disaster defeat to win the World Tag Team titles. Y'all talking about y'all won trivia. Y'all can't even get but I like this. I like the let's do this next week. Let's just throw out a bunch of Mount Rushmores, guys. I think that was a good idea.
Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, a bunch of Mount Rushmores. Who's scheduled next week? Let me check my schedule for next week and who we have on the show next week. Scheduled is by the way, Ken Anderson, my guy, he's sick. He was supposed to be on the show today. I chat with him earlier today. He's not feeling well at all, so unfortunately he couldn't be on the show. But we will certainly get him back on. He's already been on like 5 or 6 times, so definitely. Definitely couldn't come on the show tonight.
Shout out to Joey Lamont-C's son, Joey. He was good to you, Joey Morella.
Oh yeah, Joey Morella was good too.
Thanks for saying that.
Next week on the show I have Kendone. That is who was scheduled for next week. Kendone. Yep. All right, cool. All right, who y'all got? Come on, y'all talking about y'all want trivia and y'all can't even come on, y'all. I asked one question and y'all couldn't even get past that.
So someone said Bushwick is Elvis.
No, Elvis is incorrect. Elvis is incorrect. What y'all got? Robbie, we'll do that next week. That's good.
Yeah, we can. Don't even stop, Mike. No. I gotta say this: me and Mike Ryan, this is my brother. You can
guys, real quick, hurry up, y'all. Y'all don't know? Just say I don't know, and I'll keep going. Otherwise, I'm only asking one trivia question for this show. What was it again? Who did the Natural Disasters defeat to win the WWE World Tag Team titles?
All right. Mike Ryan said you can do this. You can do a battle royal, like actual Royal Rumble of agents, WWE agents. We actually counted, and you can. You can go down the list if you want. We did that next show. Mike Ryan said that. Demolition, Mike Ryan said.
Nope.
I'm not answering because I know the answer.
Y'all don't know. Bag of Powers, no. Demolition, no. Another tag team, no. 2 wrestlers. Okay. So, y'all want me to ask trivia, but y'all can't.
Fire and Ice.
Money Inc., y'all. Money
Inc. Not Fire and Ice?
Nope.
That was a good tag team, man. Well, man, Ice Train
The first Elimination Chamber match debuted at which Survivor Series and who won? The first Elimination Chamber match debuted at which Survivor Series and who won? Yeah, next week, remind us, y'all, next week, Mount Rushmore.
There's some good stuff here for next week.
Still some Mount Rushmores.
GMs, producers, female agents.
Yep. Indie wrestlers will be good too.
And Mike Ryan said the Young Bucks.
All right. Who was it? Y'all know this one either? PNP Nation? What's going on? First Elimination Chamber match debuted at which Survivor Series and who won?
I'll say this, which I can't wait till they do that episode on the Ruthless Aggression when he bring it back in the fall. You see the line?
There you go, Elvis.
There you go. 2002 HBK.
Good job. All right. Let's ask a few more. Who won the Immunity Battle Royal at Survivor Series 2001? Who won the Immunity Battle Royal at Survivor Series 2001?
Oh man, I forgot about that. I know the answer, but I forgot that happened.
Immunity Battle Royal. Yeah.
Did you mention already your thoughts real quick on Brody Lee, the interview with Jericho?
Oh, no, not yet. Now we'll talk about that next week because we got to roll in a couple of minutes. So yeah, that's a good thing to talk about next week. Remind me. All right, y'all. Real quick, as I'm doing trivia, let's do.
Elvis got it. Test.
Yep, good job, Elvis. All right, Elvis get it today. Test. Good job. All right, so as we go into the flavor of the week, let's see. Let me bring out another one. Here we go. China has 2 reigns as Intercontinental Champ. Who did she beat? 2 reigns as Intercontinental Champ. Who did she beat?
Really, Elvis? You see what Elvis?
Yeah, you love Google. Yeah, I knew it. That does surprise me. All right, y'all. Flavor of the week. Let's jump right into it. Here we go. I'll hold that thought. I'll be right back.
It is now time for the flavor of the week.
All right, go for it, buddy.
I'm just saying, you got Marissa. You still got that storyline going on after the coronavirus. You got get Marissa, and you got Hill Lexi.
Well, yeah, I think they made a babyface turn last week because they joined on YouTube last week.
Really? Wow.
Yep. The babyface turn last week. Yep. They both when I was on YouTube last week, they both were 2 of the first people who came up, and they reunited. The babyface turn came back. So.
And Marissa said Jericho.
Nope.
Hal said Jericho and X-Pac.
X-Pac never won a title.
Alma said Jericho and Jeff Jarrett.
Nope.
Alma said Jeff Jarrett.
What's y'all's favorite WrestleMania of all time, y'all? Real quick before we go.
17.
Alexi's PNP Big Show. That's funny. I like it. Okay. Favorite WrestleMania of all time, y'all. What y'all got? WrestleMania favorite WrestleMania of all time. Yeah. 17 is the GOAT.
After that is 19, man.
Yeah.
19 is the second GOAT.
It's really good, man. I'm a big fan.
Think about it, man. Michaels, Hogan, Austin.
That was that Book and Edge?
No, 19 was booking trips.
Oh yeah.
Rock and Angle.
Book and Edge was what, 22? 20,
Oh gosh.
20.
Book and Edge was 18.
Yes, that's right.
I forget. Was that for the hair shampoo?
Yeah, it was Ed. That was 18. That was the samurai shampoo or whatever.
That was not a good Mania, man. That was a couple of matches. That was not a good Mania.
Yeah, that wasn't very good.
Mike Ryan said 17. Elvis said 20. Kyle said
10 almost. Okay. 20. Okay.
Sean said 3.
So look, y'all want trivia. Y'all want trivia, but y'all are failing miserably at my trivia question. Okay, so she beat Jeff Jarrett and she won it from Val Venis in a mixed tag match by beating Trish. So it was her and Eddie against Val and Trish, I believe it was.
Russell said 30. 30 was good. 30's up there at the top 5. Ooh,
I like 30 other than the streak. So 20, 30, okay, 20, 30, 30, 20, 2, Mike. That's the 3 city.
Robbie.
3, Sean. 2017. Yeah, I like 17's my favorite for sure.
Yeah. Robbie said when Yoko beat Hogan. That wasn't WrestleMania. No, Yoko.
Well, no, when Yoko beat Hogan at King of the Ring.
King of the Ring, yeah. Oh, you mean Hogan?
Hogan beat Yoko at.
It's really Yoko beat Brett, and then
Hogan beat Yoko.
It enraged me. I got mad. I still get mad about that to this day. How did Hogan get that black eye?
Yeah.
Wow, Brian, 27?
Are you kidding?
Come on, man.
27 was one of the worst.
Don't get me started. I was there. That was my first Mania.
That was terrible. All right, last question, y'all. Since y'all want trivia, I want lots of trivia. I can't even answer the ones I have. I'm gonna go back in the trivia vault next week and stump y'all too. All right. So next week we got vault trivia again, and then we have Mount Rushmore. That'll be the flavor of the week, and then Kendone is scheduled, and so I'm gonna try to do a photo shoot with him. See, I only want to do photo shoots on WWE careers because it takes a lot of work to do that. Because I actually have to watch a lot of stuff and have to remember and go back. So it took me a long time to do that D-Lo shoot. So I'm gonna look and see some Kendone stuff of what I get. It may not be as long as D-Lo's, but I think if I have time, really, because I actually. My chapter 4 was approved for my dissertation. I only have one more chapter left, and I'll be a doctor. So I've been grinding and getting this together. So it depends on if I have time. Kendone is scheduled, but we'll see if we do the photo shoot time permitting. I agree. 29 was okay. I mean, I wasn't mad at seeing it rock. It wasn't terrible. 34 Nola, huh?
Remember, we were there.
Yeah.
You know what?
34 was decent.
We were there, man.
Coming back.
That was a good.
It was a solid. It was a solid card. I didn't like. Yeah, I think top to bottom was pretty solid. The only thing I didn't like was daggone Bludgeon Brothers squashing Usos and New Day. I think it was that.
And Asuka should have beat Charlotte.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I didn't like that at all. But I think top to bottom was pretty solid.
That was a good Mania.
What'd you say?
That was a good Mania. It wasn't better than 30, but it was really good.
I think 33 was amazing.
Yeah, 33 is.
Yeah.
That's filler, though. We know that's the alternate reality.
Yeah, exactly. That's an asterisk. That's an asterisk. All right, last question, y'all. What year was the first Tough Enough and who won? What year was the first Tough Enough and who won? That's the last question of the night, guys. Listen, y'all. Wow. 8 years. I couldn't imagine it. We went overtime. We got the overtime. What is it called? The overrun.
Yeah.
Overrun. Yeah. So I will bring back the vault again, the trivia vault, and then next week we'll also do the flavor of the week being the Mount Rushmore. So PNP Nation, just throw out the Mount Rushmore of things, and we will talk about that. All right, y'all. It's been a pleasure. It's been so fun. 8 years, man. It was great. This has been a fantastic show, man. And
you're running.
D-Lo, I really appreciate D-Lo. And it was really awesome, y'all. All right, so Sean has one of them right. 2001 Maven. So remember, it was a male and a female who won in 2001. The first Tough Enough. Real quick, before we go, who y'all got? Who won? Who got it? Who got it? Who got it?
Elvis,
we gotta go.
In the mouth.
He's
got word. We got 30 more seconds.
Elvis, you should have typed in 2001 on Google, not 2002. Okay. Okay. So Google told you Nydia. Okay.
Thank you.
So yeah. So Maven and Nydia 2001.
Elvis to Google. We just call Elvis Google. Man.
Elvis
Come on, man.
Google. PNP Nation, y'all have been amazing. Can't do it without y'all. Every week, listen, y'all. This is really like therapy to a very, very chaotic world right now. Every single time we come on this show every week, we just have the funnest time. Interview every week for y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed the D-Lo photo shoot. It was a lot of fun, y'all. So 8 years in the books, man, that's awesome. So I appreciate you all. Until next week, enjoy your week of wrestling. God bless. And look, I think we'll do Mania. I think we'll do a watch party for Mania. Of course, I'm not going to show it. Come on, y'all. WWE's going to block it.
Live reaction.
But yes, we will do a live reaction watch party, and I will pull up and pull up the comments, and I might do some WrestleMania trivia too.
That would be cool.
Or
Marissa might turn heel on me.
Cameo might have some cameo appearance.
That would be cool, man. You can try me that. I'm laughing at Brian.
We've got to go. We're out of time. Within a week. All right, y'all. God bless y'all. Enjoy your week of wrestling. God bless. Follow at Chris Prolific for confirmation of the watch party. It's probably about 90% right now, so things can change, but we'll see. Always remember, y'all, I do it for you. 8 years. It's been a pleasure. God bless you all. Have a good night.
Yeah, the MVP. What they call it?